Well, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the boxing capital of the world. Well, today we have a special guest, a good friend of mine, Alan Santana, who's a publisher, boxer, and an actor. So he's a jack of all trades. So he's got a lot going for himself. He got so many things going on. Welcome to the show, Alan.
Hey, Joe. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good. Everything going good. Rolling with the punches. You know how that goes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about our viewers, a little bit about your background. You were a fighter back in the days. Where were you fighting? What years were you fighting?
I started fighting as an amateur. Got back as a kid at 8 years old, and that continued for many years. I turned professional at 27. A lot of my friends said you're too old, but they didn't realize I'd been in the gym, all my life pretty much. Start fighting at 27. My first professional fight was on, oh my gosh, California. He's a promoter out here, Roy Engelbrick. So
Okay.
Roy Engelbrick had me
Yeah.
on a show that went on television, and it just started from there. I wound up having 8 professional fights. My fight career was cut short because of an accident I had with one of my company trucks, and that just about it killed me. But there was nothing I could do, So that was the end of my fight career,
So, so,
my
so,
professional career,
so
anyways.
you became an actor, and then you wrote a book. You're a publisher now. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, I saw a need to write this book titled Unprotected. Being in the fight game all my life, I saw many fighters being taken advantage of. I saw guys just going through money like crazy, not realizing that careers are cut short or your career's not as long as you sometimes want it to be. So I thought it was important that wrote this book to basically protect fighters and educate them, and talk to them, to teach them how to open a bank account, how to incorporate yourself. There's a lot, how to dress, how to speak. So I've been taking that book into gyms now for a few years. I talk about that book whenever I have a chance, and like I said, it's done well. I've been able to educate quite a few fighters when they read my book. I got some great reviews from guys like Donnie Lalonde, um, and other former professional champions. Jack Reese, who's a good friend of mine, actually wrote the forward for the book.
Right. Yeah, Jack Reese was an excellent referee, and Danny Lalonde was a good welterweight, super welterweight, and I don't know if he fought
Yeah,
middleweight, but he was a good fighter. He fought Sugar Ray Leonard, I remember, back in the good old
right.
days. Yeah. So your book is, what's the name of the book? Give me the title of your book again.
It's titled Unprotected: Boxing, Business, and Life. And you actually can get it online at Walmart. You can get it at Barnes and Noble, or you can buy it on Amazon.
Unprotected.
Yes,
That's the full title of it. Unprotected.
that's the full title: Unprotected, and then it's Boxing, Business, and Life.
Very good. That's good. Good. So they got a lot of fighters need that today because a lot of fighters these days they make a lot of money, they don't invest it properly, and then they end up broke at the end. So we like to see that
Yeah,
that book.
what
That
I
book.
tell them is, I say, hey, you make $1 million, you're going to pay taxes on that $1 million. You got to give some of that money to your trainer,
Right.
right? And
Promoters.
by the time you're done, you don't have $1 million anymore. You're lucky if you wind up with 500,000.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. And
so
it's a shame. I know a lot of fighters. You see them today, and you say, "What the millions that they made, and they can barely make it today. They got to go out signing autographs to make ends meet."
right. That's pretty sad. There's a
It is.
lot of guys that are like that.
That's it. That's it.
So
Yeah, yeah, there's only a handful of guys that make some big money that have something left. Like Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Holmes. Guys like that have learned how to invest their money properly. Floyd
right.
Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather is doing very well. Floyd Mayweather has a good management team behind him as well. He's opening up a lot of Floyd Mayweather boxing and fitness gyms around the whole nation. So he's
Right, I've
investing.
seen that. So
He's doing very well for himself. And I just see fighters do that. Don't only think about today, you
yeah.
got to think about tomorrow when you retire.
100%. It's good to see, like you said, mentioned Sugar Ray Leonard, Larry Holmes, Floyd Mayweather. It's nice to see that they're actually doing well and they've done well. It
Yeah,
enables them to sometimes help other people and do other things that they want to do, charitable things or so. It's nice to see that not all fighters go broke.
Exactly.
Again, I'm glad that they're doing well, and I'm glad that they're able to do what they do. So God
Yeah,
bless them.
yeah, I'm glad to see now that Mike Tyson is coming back. He's investing some money in some good things as well. So he's doing pretty good for himself. Holyfield is a partner with him as well. So it's a good thing. I like to see fighters really get involved. I see Floyd Mayweather doing a lot of charity work. He's done a lot of stuff quietly, but now came out last week about what's happening in Israel, and he's been
Right.
helping out with that. He sent his private plane out there with supplies to help out, which is a good thing that we can do.
No, that's
There was fighters like, well, I remember a baseball player. He was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a Puerto Rican player, and he went down on a plane crash. He was helping out with some charity work, and remember number 21 with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Puerto Rican player.
you know what? It's tip of my tongue that the player. I can't remember his name right offhand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's
So
a lot of individuals that try to help out the community. The thing is that you have to get back and pay it forward. And I see that's what you're doing with your knowledge and your wisdom. You became a fighter, and you know how to do things and keep the fighters on the right track and keep individuals out there learning. Not only that book, Unprotected, is not only good for fighters, it's good for anybody in general, because I'm sure that it has a lot of information on how to invest your money properly.
yeah, there's a lot in the book. Like I said, I talk about bank accounts. I talk about again how to dress, how to speak, how to manage your money. So a lot of those are things they don't teach you in school, believe it or not.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I saw a need for that, and again, it's doing well, and I'm glad that I can educate people. That's one of the ways for me to give back as well. I love giving
Yeah.
back. One of my other projects I didn't even mention. I am a national reading ambassador for the Reach 60 program, and that's a national program. I take books into elementary schools and I educate kids, and we talk about bullying, drugs, and education and gangs. Again, very important, and that's a way that I give back. I love doing that. I love working with kids.
Exactly. Yeah, the ball player we're talking about, the Puerto Rican player was Roberto Clemente, who was a good
There
one,
you go.
and
Right.
he always
Great
gave
ball
back.
player.
He was always giving back. I got to spend some time with him one day, 3 months before he passed away, and
Wow.
he was on a plane crash. He was doing delivering some food and equipment, water, and all kinds of stuff to I believe it was to Nicaragua. They had an earthquake. He went
Hmm.
on the plane that was delivering all the goods. And yeah, Roberto Clemente, good guy. I spent a good day with him 3 months before he passed in Puerto Rico
Wow.
while I was managing at the El Conquistador Hotel. But yeah, a lot of individuals got to be out there and helping paying it forward. A lot of people make money, and they don't know how to, like we said before, how to live a comfortable life after you retire. We got to think about what do you do when you retire? How do you invest your money to do things the right way? And I'm glad that you're doing that out there. Be the next fighter yourself, be an actor, and a publisher, which is amazing. Tell us a little bit about your acting career.
Well, I was a kid actor, believe it or not, and as I started to get older, I got involved with school, doing what I had to do. I started my company when I was 27. I was actually still boxing professionally. So, and then having a family and raising kids and being married, I kind of walked away from the acting gigs for many years. At 55 years old, I decided to go back into acting. I made a few phone calls, and the next thing I know, I'm being written into action movies, which is kind of cool. So I've had 4 or 5 roles now where I've played police officers in 2 or 3 of the movies. I played an FBI agent in one of the movies, and then I played a counselor. So it's a lot of fun, acting. It's a lot of hard work too. People don't realize you got when you're on set or on location. You have cameras around. There's a lot of people on set, and you got to remember your lines. So I've had a few instances where I froze up. You step off away from the camera, and then you regain your composure. You step back in front of the camera and go back into character. But a lot of fun to do that. We just finished a movie actually before the strike started. We were shooting a movie by the named When Death Comes Knocking, and we finished that movie up. I was the executive producer on that movie. We won several awards for that movie, so I'm excited about that. we're right now looking for a publishing deal or a distribution deal, I should say, for them to distribute the film and get it out there. That'll happen very soon. So again, love doing that. It's a lot of fun and something I'm very passionate about.
Good, good, good. Yeah, last week. I was with Carlos Palomino. I'm sure he's a good friend of yours. Carlos
Love
Palomino,
Carlos.
former welterweight champion, and
Yes.
they're doing a movie about his life story, and he's a real nice guy, and he's been doing some roles in acting for a while himself. And you were talking about reading those scripts and all that. I remember when I did a movie with I done several movies myself. I played myself as a referee. And Sylvester Stallone, they gave me a whole script. He said, "Joe, you got your script with you?" I said, "I got the script, but to be honest with you, Sylvester, I think that you want to." He said, "Joe, I got to make this movie look authentic, the boxing scene." I said, "Yeah, you got to be a script about where to move and whatnot. It's not going to be a little tough. Once you just let me do it the way I normally do it, as a referee in the ring." Yeah, he said, "Okay, Joe, let's do it your way. Let's see how it comes out." He said, "Joe, when it was all over, he said, Joe, that was the most simplest and most ingenious idea because you really came up, you know exactly where to position yourself and how to move me and move Antonio Tarver, his opponent in the movie, Mason Dixon."
Right.
It was a great movie, the Rocky Balboa movie. And I had a lot of fun doing that. You know that these movies, when you were doing it on the set, you're there for 10, 12, 14 hours a day.
Long days.
People don't realize all the work that gets put in. That boxing scene that we did, the Rocky Balboa movie, took us 6 days to do. Those are long hours. But but I had the honor of being involved with that. I did with Eddie Murphy, the movie I Spy, and I did one with Antonio Banderas, Woody Harrelson, Played to the Bone, and one Wesley Snipes, Undisputed. And it
Nice.
was great movies, But I know what you've gone through, and I'm so proud of you, Alan, of what you're doing, because especially with that book, that your book is really amazing because that's going to get a lot of people on the right track, especially fighters that are not. Unfortunately, most of the fighters are not educated. Very few, like Carlos Palomino, went to college.
Right.
Sugar Ray went to college. Several fighters, but not many. 99.9 are not really educated, so they don't know how to invest money. They think all the money coming in, and they can spend it and just don't think about tomorrow. A lot of fighters say, "Well, I'm going to be making this money. I keep making the money." No, boxing is you have a small window, a small period
Right.
of time to make that money. And once you get bumped off one time, the chances of you coming back are slim. And if once you get knocked out in a fight, to come back again is going to be tough. And the purses are not as big as they were when you were a champion. But
Right.
but you will know that your career was short because you knew that there was no money in boxing at the preliminary fights unless you got lucky. You were Olympic champion and you get a nice beginning, a good paycheck for your first pro fight. Like Sugar Leonard got a couple of $100,000 for his first pro fight. And man, not many fighters get to that level. But
No.
but those that make it to the top, I think that boxing today, that they should be having a kind of a program where they take so much out of your purse and put into some kind of an account, annuity. I remember Mark Brilliant, former welterweight champion from New York, and he was a WBA champion. And I remember Mark Brilliant, they were able to take some of his money from his purse and they put it into an annuity. So when he retired from boxing, every month he can count on some checks coming in every month. Well, at least he's not a billionaire, he's not a multimillionaire, but he got money coming in. He's secure for the rest of his life, and that's what we need for fighters.
No, that was smart. I spoke with Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. and I speak a lot. He's a WBC featherweight champion of the world, and he was smart. He invested his money. He's purchased homes. He just had twin babies about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. But he's smart. He's one of the few guys I know that have done that, where they take their money, invest it, and put it away. And he's done well with that. So I wish other guys would take that advice and do the same thing. Instead of going out first, they make their first $1 million, and what's the first thing they do? They go out and buy a $100,000 car. It doesn't make sense to do that.
They want to be driving around with Rolls Royce and Ferraris and all this fancy jewelry and all that stuff. No, that's not the way to do it,
No, not at all.
Yeah, but there's if you don't make you see even fighters that are making small purses, they can at least invest some money into a gym. Get yourself a gym. Something that you know what to do with a gym. And the gym, you have members coming in, and you build it up to a level. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Now he had the gym here in Las Vegas, near Chinatown here in Las Vegas, and now he's doing something with those gyms, the Floyd Mayweather physical fitness gyms across the whole country. Which is good. You see. But you can, even if you start with one at your location in your hometown, a little gym, at least it's something fighters can at least have that. They have something they can live off for a good period of time, and some kind of an investment there. Real estate is very good. Buying homes, buying them and flipping them, things like that.
Right.
But
Right.
but do something. Don't just make the money and throw it away. Invest it properly. I'm sure your book. I would like to read that book myself to see. What I can help people with out there, as far as educating them, or at least buy your book, because your book goes a long ways in boxing for these fighters, and for
Right.
people.
Now I'll make sure I get a cop. I'll get a copy out to you for
Yeah,
sure.
and I'm sure it's not only for fighters. That book is good for anybody in general. Just how to invest your money properly.
Right. No, I wrote it. I wrote it so that it went across all genres. It transcended sports. It wasn't
Good.
just for boxers, but I wanted it to be for athletes as well as just the everyday person, so I could educate them.
Right. Well, I'm so proud that you're doing that, because we need more people like you, Alan, doing what you're doing to help people that need some
Thank
help
you.
out there.
Thank you.
I like doing these shows and bringing people on my show like yourself, because I like to share my knowledge and wisdom, but I like paying it forward, bringing people like you on the show to get to help them out, to get them on the right track. There's not enough people out there like you and me going out and helping out. We need more people out there like that, especially what's going
No,
on.
that's so true. I again, I've been very fortunate. Like I said, I have a successful business that I've owned now for 35, 36 years, but I've always played it forward. I believe truly in doing that. I always say, hey, no matter where you grow up, you always got to go back to your neighborhood and take time, spend time with kids there in the schools, and do what you have to do to, like you said, to give back. Very important, especially in my world. I love giving back. I love educating kids and
Sure.
talking to kids and doing what I do, trying to help fighters, especially that. I'm fortunate. I get to travel around the country as an MC. When I'm not doing the boxing stuff, I'm traveling around and I'm talking to fighters. I'm helping raise money for fighters at fundraising events, which is a lot of fun. Again, you meet some wonderful people when you do that, when you're doing that kind of stuff. And I've been blessed to meet people from all over the world and become friends with some of these people. So I
Exactly.
love doing what I do.
I was 2 weeks ago. I was up in Atlantic City for the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. I got to see a lot of fans there and a lot of champions. I mean, these events, these Hall of Fame events, it's so nice. If you're a real fight fan, you get to see some of these former champions there. It's just so much fun.
Right.
And then last Saturday, there was one here in Las Vegas at the Orleans Hotel for the International Female Boxing Hall of Fame, and that was a lot of fun. Seeing a lot of these females that were fighting, that were champions in their days, and I got to referee several of them myself here in Las Vegas. It was nice seeing all these female champions. I believe everybody should have an opportunity, given a chance in boxing. I remember when Layla Ali, I got to referee her several times here in Las Vegas, and Layla Makata, and Laura Serrano, and Christy Martin, a lot of good female
Great
fighters.
fighters.
Yeah, they were great fighters. And now you have a girl from Puerto Rico, her last name is Serrano, Amanda
Yes,
Serrano.
yes.
Amanda Serrano.
I've met Amanda. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. I was emceeing an event in a fundraising event at the movie studios probably 2 years ago, and she was there. I had presented her with an award, and again, a wonderful, wonderful person. A couple of things that I did mention. I am actually an international boxing judge. I've worked several title fights in Mexico City, Guadalajara. I've done fights down in Ensenada, and I've worked several female title fights, which I love working the female title fights. They leave it all out in the ring.
Yeah,
There's no warming up period for female fighters. They go
I,
right at it,
I know.
and it's been great experiences.
I know when I started refereeing females in boxing, I said, okay, I'm gonna give him an opportunity, but I was a little hesitant sometimes, because I said I'm gonna give him a chance like I do with the males, with the male fighters. But if you come a good kid like Chrissy Martin was always in good shape. Amanda Serrano is always in great shape. And, but Layla McCarter, another female fighter. Layla McCarter been a female professional fighter for the last 25 years. I was with her Friday night here in Las Vegas. She's so sharp, hardly no marks on her face. I saw a small little scar over their eyebrow. But I mean, some of these girls really can fight. Amanda Serrano.
No, they can. They can.
Amanda Serrano is really a hell of a fighter. Layla Ali, who retired undefeated, she was a good one too. I remember the last time I saw her fight was she fought some young lady in Washington, D.C. I was refereeing Mike Tyson that night. It was Mike Tyson's last fight when he fought Kevin McBride.
Wow.
Layla Ali fought that. The last time I was able to talk and take a picture with Muhammad Ali for the last time. I remember meeting Muhammad Ali back in the 70s, before I started refereeing. And
Wow.
he would come to Puerto Rico. He fought there a couple of times. I got to meet him personally at the hotel where I was managing at. And, you see some great fighters out there. I mean, but like I said before, we have to try to educate these fighters to try to invest their money properly because that's what they have to learn how to do. And I'm glad, Alan, that you're doing what you're doing. I mean, you have your own, your paving contract, you're a paving contractor. You have your own company with paving. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my father was actually a paving contractor. I was going to school. I was actually going to college, and I saw that my father was making really good money. This is in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And so I was going to college. I wanted to actually be a law enforcement officer. I wanted to go in law enforcement. So I was taking criminology classes and everything I had to do to be a law enforcement officer. And right when I was going to get married at 27, I decided that, I wanted to start my own company. But let's back up just a little. I started working with my dad when I was probably in my early 20s while I was going to school. And I said, you know what, I'm going to just jump into the paving business. So I walked away from the law enforcement opportunity and I started a paving company. When my father said, you'll never make it in the business. And I think he did that just maybe to challenge me. He says, you don't like to get dirty, and which I really don't like to get dirty because paving's a dirty business. And I took that to heart, and I've been fortunate. I've been, like I said, in the paving business now for almost 44 years. I've had my own company for 35 years now,
So you have
and
contract,
I've
you have
done very
contract,
well with it.
you have contracts with different cities in California?
I don't do a lot. I used to do a lot of the schools here in Los Angeles and Orange County, a lot of well, the schools, I should say, the public schools.
Yeah.
I used to do some of the some public work stuff, but it's become there's so much paperwork involved with it. So what I did is I kind of switched gears and I started doing commercial and industrial properties, which I've done very well with that. And I do restaurants. So Yoshinoya is one of my customers. Drew Wiener Schnitzel's been a customer of mine for years. And I could go on and on with the customers with the list, but I've been fortunate to get tied in with those organizations or those companies, I should say, and they hire us to go and do their parking lots and maintain them. So it's been a fun ride there.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad you're doing that, Alan. That's so,
Thank you.
it's good to see colleagues that were ex-fighters and that turned out to do, good for themselves. You still got all your marbles together. And you don't take it.
Yeah.
You're not walking on your heels. Yeah, you're doing pretty good for yourself. I'm very proud of you for that.
No.
You keep on doing what you're doing. And man, one thing I would tell my friends out there and your viewers out there, always pay it forward. Don't only think about yourself. You got to make to a certain level. Okay, let's help other people out there because there's so many individuals out there that need help. They need some guidance.
Right.
They need some guidance. Some individuals, they don't have confidence in themselves. I always say,
No.
you can do anything you want to do in this world, provided that you say, I can do it, and have the confidence. Boxing gave me that. That's one thing about boxing I can say. It gave me the confidence of saying to myself, being a winner, you want to be a winner. I got to make it. I got to do it. I got to do it. I can do this. And once you start winning these different championships. Like I was winning, not the professional, but I was winning a lot of amateur championships. It gave me a lot of confidence in myself that I can do it.
Right.
I can do it. I don't care who it is in front of me, what it is. and I used that. I took that, all those ingredients, I took that and put it into my personal life, and I did that to become successful in my life. To be and now paying it forward now. I love to.
Right.
There's a group out there, Aging in Place. It's the senior groups around the whole country, and I'm doing some work with them, helping out with the seniors, give the seniors some good advice. A lot of seniors don't know what to do with themselves. They need a little help, a little guidance. How to get to a
Right.
doctor, how to get food into the house. If they live by themselves, how can they manage their lives? Going to the doctor, what medications to take. So there's a lot of help out there, a lot of programs out there for seniors, and I love going out there, talking to the seniors, and giving them all the brochures, all the information to keep them on the right track. Because one day we're all going to be there at that, but we're going to need some help.
Right.
We need some help, and unfortunately,
That's true.
some of these seniors, they have relatives they forget about them. They don't bother with them. Even their own kids don't call the parents up to find out how they're doing. You got to get yourself a buddy system, have a neighbor that can always check on you. You check on your neighbors and see how they're doing every couple of days. Because sometimes people, they fall, they live by themselves, they fall, they can't get up off the floor, they can't get help,
Right.
and nobody knows. People end up dying there because nobody knows.
No, that's sad.
So we have a program where we go around different vicinities in the community in Las Vegas. But now I'm going to be doing something nationwide. We're aging in place. And the chairperson of that, her name is Tara Ballman. She's out of California. And she wants me to come on board with the program that we're going to be doing on a national level, which is good, helping out seniors
Wonderful.
and putting them on the right track, keep them going. So tell me about yourself, Alan. Again, what's on the horizon for you now?
Well, I'm planning on retiring soon from the paving business. So within the next couple of years, I probably will sell my company. Once I do that, I'm going to really concentrate a little bit more on acting. I will concentrate on working with more kids in the schools. And again, my passion is really working with the kids in the schools and making sure that you said you give them the opportunity, and that I always tell them, look, you could do whatever you want to do, no matter what your background is, no matter where you come from. All you have to do is study and put your mind to it, and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. So again, those are important words. And I love, like I said, working with kids. That's probably what I will focus on once I retire from the paving business. And then I will also, like I said, love the acting. I'll probably still go and work on the movies. And then I will put a little bit more effort into the boxing stuff that I'm involved with. I've been the past president of the World Boxing Federation here in North America. Like I said, I'm an international boxing judge. Still supervise title fights, which is a lot of fun. So that's where all my efforts are going to go to once I do retire.
So talk with the World Boxing Federation out of Colorado. They're out of Florida. A gentleman by Mr. Gonzalez, right? He was the
Oh
president.
no, actually, the World Boxing Federation at one time was in Germany. They were founded back in the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken. They were around for a while, and they actually had several well-known world champions.
You had the
They were
World Box.
settled.
You had the World Boxing Association (WBA),
Right.
and I mean you had the National Boxing Federation. But you're with the World Boxing Federation. The president is out of Australia, right? Rick
Yes, Mick Croucher was the president.
Mick, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I was the North American president for the organization, and I stepped away for a while, and I went with a couple of other sanctioning bodies as a supervisor, and then I'm back with the World Boxing with the WBF again.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You have
it's been
Jason
been
Vincent,
supervising fights.
you have Jason Vincent from here from Las Vegas, who's a supervisor with the World Boxing Federation. Yeah, I helped him a little bit a couple of years ago, and now he got himself licensed as a professional referee now too.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Well, I want to
So
thank you so much for being on the show today, giving us all this great information, all this knowledge and wisdom that you have. And people, we need more
thank you.
people like you on the show on a regular basis to keep the audience informed of what's going on out there and what's going on in your life. I mean, that book of yours, repeat your book again to the viewers.
It's titled Unprotected, and again, you can pick that book at get it at Barnes and Noble online. You can get it at Walmart or Amazon. Excuse me.
Unprotected. That's very good, very good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
We're going to keep pushing for that book. Get our viewers out there, especially those in the combat sports that are making all this money today and don't know how to invest it properly. So, reading that book, Unprotected, will keep them going protected for the rest of their lives.
Right?
Unprotected to be
So
protected.
There you go. So thank you, Joe, for having me on your show. Thank you for letting me talk a little bit about what I'm doing, my book, and all my other things that I'm into. I really appreciate it. Again, I commend you on what you're doing. I wish you all the luck with your program and working with senior citizens. Because, like I said, one day we're all going to be there.
That's it. That's
So,
it. I have a senior citizen location that I own here myself in Las Vegas called La Mansión. La Mansión LV, like Las Vegas. La Mansión LV. You can. That's a business that I have going here in Las Vegas.
wonderful.
It's a high-end senior assisted living, really beautiful. La Mansión LV. Keep going forward, my brother. Keep your guards up
I
at all
will.
times. And remember, we're fair, but we're firm. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.